Welcome back everybody to another Raid Shadow Legends video. In this video, I'm honored to have Wystix here with me discussing arena matchmaking, how it exactly works, what his findings have shown to us all, his Reddit post discussing everything that he mentioned inside of there, and all the updates in regards to Valkyrie's latest post that she just made today. It does have a little bit of misleading information in there, so I would like for you guys to take a look at both of Wystix's Reddit threads and take a look at her post and form your opinion about what you really think. Wystix will be checking my comment section, and I will be forwarding this video to Plarium as well. So hope you guys enjoy, and please let me know any feedback whatsoever down below in the comment section. Thank you so much. Welcome back everybody. Today I have a very special person joining me. His name is Wystix. He's the founder of the original Arena Calculator, and he has put together one of the most incredible Reddit threads that I have read in a very long time. And it's quite a lot in there, and I did want to, it's been a hot topic in the community. What's going on with Arena? What's going on with bots? What's going on, with people in silver and people in gold? And I don't really have the knowledge, as I'm always usually in the top of gold or platinum. So I wanted to bring the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Wystix, on. Say hello to everyone, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you, where are you from, like what clan you're in, things like that, just so the community knows a little bit about you.
Oh, well, thanks for having me, Manable. I'm excited to talk about the arena, and it's been a really hot topic because it kind of has sucked for a long time, and for a lot of people have had a lot of complaints. And figuring out like sort of what exactly is wrong with arena was kind of what drove me to write the Reddit post. But before we get into that, just a bit about me. I'm a grad student finishing up my PhD, almost done, but I just play Raid on the side. I'm part of the Hooglandia clan family, which is just a bunch of people who play Raid who were introduced by the Twitch streamer Jeff Hoogland, who mostly streams Magic the Gathering and other strategy card games. And so we just hang out in his Discord and talk about Raid in a Discord channel in his sub Discord. So that's where I spend most of my time.
Nice.
I've had a fun time sort of like diving into the nuts and bolts of like arena speed calculations and now what I'm calling the arena rank economy.
Okay. Awesome. No, that's awesome. And you were mentioning that you were doing dissertation right now?
Yeah, so I'm a computational biologist. So I'm writing up my dissertation. I'm almost done. Probably gonna find work as a data scientist somewhere, though. Still ironing out the details on that.
Nice. So you guys, we're talking to somebody very smart here. This is awesome. So I guess walk us through, like, I guess the backstory. You and I finished, I think, the Arbiter missions around the same time. It was a very long time ago. Back then, getting into Gold 4 was super easy. But also, there's the big talk now that back then there were way less players than there are now. I know you've looked into this, and just give me your feedback. How is it back then? How is it now? The floor is all yours. Just share everything that you want to talk about in regards to this topic.
Yeah. So I've been playing Raid for about almost 9 months now. And I finished my Arbiter missions before, I think, around 180 days in. Or probably before that, actually. So sometime between 90 and 180 days. I finished around April or May of this year. And back when I went through those missions, it definitely felt like something that was really doable. Like you just sort of built a good team of Spirit Host, Kale, Apothecary, and War Maiden, and you could just power your way to Gold 4 no problem. But things have gotten a lot harder since then. And understanding why that is has taken me a long time and a lot of thought to figure out what exactly went wrong. And sort of like the conclusion that I've come to is that Arena has been suffering a problem that economists like to talk about a lot called deflation, where the number of points we have in the economy is fixed, and instead of using our currency, the arena ranking points to trade and buy and sell goods from each other, in the arena economy we run around stealing from each other. But how successful we are at stealing points from each other and how high the average player can climb really depends on how much money or points are flowing around in this arena economy. Yeah.
Okay.
And so once I understood that, Raid's arena point system is kind of like an economy, I thought I'd figure out how points come in and leave the system. And the main way they come in, actually the only natural way they come in, is by people who win matches against opponents all the way down at the bottom of bronze. Because if I am in bronze 1 and I beat an opponent who has 900 points, and I also have 900 points, I gain 10 points, but the opponent's rank can't go any lower. So I have created 10 new points for the system.
Okay.
So that's how points come in. But every week we have the weekly reset where a whole mass of points are stripped away from the arena economy. So like if you open up the page with the arena tiers, you can see in between each of the tiers, it starts out like 100, 200, 300 point gaps, up to gold 4 and platinum, where there's close to over 1,000 points between the top of platinum at the end of the week and the gold 4 rank floor. With each weekly reset, we have tons and tons of points that were in the economy that are just being deleted. And things at the moment in the arena aren't being balanced well. So more points are being sucked out of the system than naturally flow back in by people at bronze 1 beating other bronze 1 players.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
So like how like what has Plarium done? Because apparently like people now like almost completed every single one of their missions but can't even do the gold 4 for Arbiter, like, and then suddenly there's been this new change now where we see bots. Do we see bots? I haven't seen bots, because I'm too high up to see that, but I hear it, I see it. What do bots do? Are there bots? What are the current changes? Are they better? Are they good? Give us like overall feedback on this.
Yeah, so the fundamental design, the way Plarium currently has the arena designed, it's not sustainable because every week it pulls more points out of the system than it puts back in. And so the temporary fix or the hidden fix that Plarium has been taking advantage of are these pages of bot opponents. I've run into them in gold 4. I usually like to farm medals, like sort of like low to mid gold 4. And I've even run into a couple of pages of these bots. They seem to be a lot more plentiful down in bronze and silver. And the higher you go, the less frequently you encounter these pages of bots. And often for gold 4 and gold 3, you might just have like 3 or 1 people on your entire page of opponents that you can fight. And so it's really obvious that something weird is going on. And these target dummies or bots are fake accounts that Plarium has put in as sort of accounts that we can attack and gain points from, but where they don't actually lose points. And so that's a way of Plarium sort of injecting more arena points into the economy so people can climb.
I see.
While I was writing my article, one of the people who I had look at it, Robo Hobo Bobo, who has probably one of the greatest screen names ever, he let me know that this is something that Plarium has been doing for a long time, and that if you dig back into the subreddit, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, people said like, "Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of bots that have showed up." Even a year ago, this had also happened. And so Plarium seems to be periodically introducing these pages of bots to try and give us the points that we need in the economy to let people climb up.
I see. And do you think this is a good change, like them adding these bots? Like, what is your take on this?
I mean, I think it's an okay temporary fix to sort of stimulate the economy. I mean, this is the equivalent of a government or a central bank, mailing out $600 checks to every citizen
Right.
to try and get people to spend the money, start engaging in arena battles again. And it's having the intended effect. It's letting people climb. The problem is that it's a very crude tool and it's not a very feels good tool.
Right.
I mean, I didn't know that the reason why I was able to complete my Arbiter missions back in April and May was because of these bot pages, even though when I count back the months, that's when I was able to finish them. But knowing that the only reason I'm getting up to Gold 4 is because of these bots, just it sort of takes a lot of the fun out of the accomplishment of reaching this milestone. And there are much better ways that Plarium could be balancing their point economy instead.
Which I want to definitely hear about. So what you're saying is that back then when both you and I were in Gold 4 a while back, there were bots, and then did Plarium take them away and now they added them back?
Yep.
Okay.
So they seem to be. We haven't noticed this pattern before. We haven't realized that this is like a regular thing that they seem to be doing every 6 months. But they had these bots in the system, I think around the time that they first introduced Platinum, to sort of get people climbing and get enough people in reach of Platinum. But then they turned the bots off, and since then it's just been a steady drain of points being sucked out of the economy. And that's why it feels like every week, if your Arbiter isn't getting faster, it's harder and harder to farm medals in Gold 4. And that's why people down in like Silver and Bronze complain about supposedly inactive accounts with busted legendaries on their opponent's list. Those aren't inactive players. I think those are mostly active players who have just wailed out a little bit, but can't climb either because they're being forced down by this deflation that we've had in the economy.
Yeah, and I think this is a horrible problem because like for one it's killing the arbiter missions, and then for two it's like you and I both like to farm in Gold 4. You know what I mean? Or like the higher
Mm-hmm.
we can. We don't want to farm our metals in bronze. You know, we're going to
Yep.
build our great hall like 5 times slower, 4 times, God knows how much slower. So it's like this is a huge issue. So Plarium officially responding saying that it's because there's a lot more players is one of the reasons probably why you actually went and put this together, right?
Yeah, and that was one of the things that I also wanted to put this together is because since different people have been blaming Arena getting harder on different things. Like people in Bronze and Silver have been saying, "Oh, this is because of inactive accounts with busted Legos." People who are in sort of like try to farm medals around like Silver and Gold have been, especially in sort of like the Gold and Platinum area, they complain that the reason why Arena is getting harder is because Plarium sells speed packs. And that's why you need to make your Arbiter faster every week, is because everyone else is buying speed packs and you need to keep up.
Right.
And then Plarium says that it's because their player base is too big, and none of those things are true.
Right.
Their player base is big, but it's starting to become more mature. There just aren't enough. There's not an army of brand new players down at Bronze 1 farming new points for our economy to sustain everybody who's up in Platinum and Gold, trying to stay in their tier every week.
Right, which is a huge issue. So like what is like, I guess tell me, like, I guess you dissected it inside out. Like what would be your solution if you had like a voice to talk directly to Plarium? Because I am gonna be sending this over to Diamond, you know, and I just want to get like your feedback. And after that, I'll have another question after that.
Yeah, and so this is definitely something that other games have figured out how to fix. And controlling the inflation and deflation is something that all games do with their rank systems. Most games with a sort of competitive PvP will have regular rank resets to sort of reset the point total. So things don't get way out of control with people having 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 point rankings. And then they also they know that if they're pulling points out of the system, they need to put them back in somehow. And so
Right.
some of the things that other games do is they'll give you a win streak bonus, where you get extra points if you win consecutively. Or they'll say at lower tiers, you can only climb and you don't lose points. And they'll also have suggestions. There are suggestions like, at certain tiers while you're still climbing, you get twice as many points from a win as you do from a loss. And so you have different mechanics like this that are just sort of customized for each game, that will give the steady injection of points that people need to be able to climb the ranking system without getting super frustrated the way we have been in Raid.
Right.
And I think Raid is a different game in a lot of ways to League of Legends or Magic the Gathering Arena, which is the game that I moved over to Raid from. And so things that might work in that game might not work perfectly in Raid, but I think there's definitely something that needs to be done. Personally, my favorite suggestion, and this is what I would sort of have be my starting point, is I would love it if players in bronze tier did not lose any ranking points on offensive losses. So they can still lose points from their defense being attacked, but they never lose points from using their arena tokens to make an attack. So that will provide a source of new points that are being injected into the economy, because if you lose to someone, you're still giving them points, but it also teaches bronze players to try and use all of your arena tokens every day. Try to get the most out of those resources, and you'll never have to feel bad about losing or attacking an opponent who you.
Okay, we're back. All right, we're good. All right, I think that was all recorded. No, that makes a lot of sense, Wystix, and those are all really, really amazing suggestions. And I guess like one question for you that I have is like, what about like the players right now that are trying to beat Arbiter? I mean, I hear people saying that they're spending 400 or 500 gems refreshing just to get to gold 4. I mean, is that the optimal way for somebody that's like, not so strong to be like in gold 4 right now? Or like, what do you think about that aspect?
I mean, I think now is definitely a good time to be working on strengthening your arena team and trying to climb as far as you can. I don't think it's probably a good call to be wasting gems on refreshes, because if you have a really poor arena team and you push yourself higher than other people at your sort of power level, you're just going to be pounded back down by people attacking you on defense. But working hard to make your arena team the best it can and trying the most to farm as many medals as you can while Plarium is injecting these new points into the economy through bots is definitely a good thing to be doing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, at least they're doing some kind of temporary fix for now. Just at least it's like a temporary fix. It's kind of like how they try each time to fix boosting and then they never fix it, right? So it's kind of it's similar to that. So, and I wanted your I hear a lot of games do blind battle. What is your take on that? Would you think that that's a good thing for this game? To be able to only click attack an arena and you get randomly one person show up, or do you like this system better? That you can only attack one person?
I mean, I think that definitely would probably even out some of the inherent disparity between offense and defense battles. So I think that's definitely an interesting suggestion. I think that kind of goes to different aspects of game design that I'm not really as familiar with, though. So I think that might be cool. I also kind of like being able to farm gold medals by picking on easy opponents. So there's pros and cons here.
Right, no, and I'm glad. That's why I'm glad like that you came on. Like I want to be able to like pick your brain and also let you like speak of anything that you feel that you want to share about this topic. Is there something else that you want to mention that you don't feel like you covered?
Well, I think one thing that I want to mention to you, Manable, is that with the weekly resets dropping you from 4,200 or 4,100 points all the way back down to 2,900, you're partially to blame for this.
Oh.
So you're just accumulating so many points that get deleted every week that, people down who are suffering in silver and bronze, they can shake their fist and curse your name. Of
Oh
course,
man.
maybe instead they should be cursing the game developers who are providing the steady flow of points needed to sustain Manable and others reaching that high point totals. But,
That's
you're at least
funny.
a little at fault.
Yeah, so what we wanted to do was kind of keep it. That's funny, man. That's funny. We wanted to keep this kind of simple because the in-depth post is gonna be put down there inside of the description, so that way you guys can look at it. Please, respond to it, give feedback. I mean, it looks like you spent hours upon hours on it, so I would love for the community to take a look at it. It's already gotten like what, close to 200 upvotes. It's really an awesome post to put together. And one of the things I was reading the comments in there, and one of the comments were and this was cool how like somebody wrote in there like, well, they shouldn't reset every tier, they should only reset the top tier, and you immediately rebutted that.
Yeah. So as part of like having a healthy economy, and this is true for real life economy too, you need to have a balance of inflationary measures like the point injections or stimulus checks, and deflationary measures, which are, the weekly resets. And if you don't have a balance of both of those things, then either way, it's going to be an unpleasant experience. If you have no weekly resets at all of the points that get created stay in the system, then it just becomes easier and easier each week to climb all the way up to the top until at the end, a brand new player just needs to click auto battle 500 times, and then they're in gold 4, even if they don't improve their team at all. And so we need a balance of both.
I
And
see.
if we don't have the weekly resets to take some points out of the system, then Arena is just going to become not challenging and not a rewarding experience to progress in.
Very, very valid. And the thing that stuck out to me the most of what you said is as far as solutions, right? Because like I look at my VODs on stream every single time after I finish my reset, just to try to improve, just to try to see what I did wrong. And I
Mm-hmm.
have sometimes some of my colleagues that look at it as well, just to see what kind of teams there are in top platinum and what they should look out for and things like that. And like I had Kulari, who's a colleague of mine, look at my
Mm-hmm.
stream and my VOD, and he's like, dude, you took risks and you attacked 30% of your attacks were on enemies that you could have lost very easily to. So it's
Yep.
like you putting in that bonus structure of like winning bonuses every time you win, I think adds such a nice dynamic of fun to
Mm-hmm.
the actual game, because you're like, oh, I'm not risking attacking this person. And then when you do beat that fifth person in a row and say you gain 5, 6, 7, 8 bonus points, like it just feels like you're actually doing a great job. It's like
Yep.
the game is rewarding you, and you
Mm-hmm.
just feel like you're doing awesome. So I love that suggestion. It really hit home for me. And I feel like right now it is a good time for, I don't know what they're gonna do next to change this. I don't think this is a permanent fix. I know they're actively looking at it, but
Mm-hmm.
even we both can agree that people now in gold, 3, gold 2, gold 1 can, push up and just get that arbiter mission done and come right back down or whatnot, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully they definitely make the kind of changes that don't feel as cheap to players as injecting a whole bunch of bots into the opponent's list. That will still let people climb, still let people feel like they're making progress, like on their own. And I think some of these other suggestions that other games use all the time is definitely a good way they could do that.
No, that's awesome, Wystix. That's really awesome. And again, I'm glad that you kind of simplified everything that you said, because we do cater to a big audience, and
Mm-hmm.
it's good for everybody to kind of understand, and the tech people to go and deep dive inside your Reddit post, so you can see exactly how you explained everything line item by line item. And I really appreciated having you on here. Is there like anything else that you want to say, that or
Oh
any?
yeah. Just a big shout out to
Shoutouts.
the to I think Deadwood Jedi. Him and his community have been really helpful for me in getting into sort of like the in-depth nitty-gritty details of speed and different aspects of the arena. And then my own clan family, the Hooglandia clan family, we're just a quirky bunch of misfits who love strategy card games, and our meme in chief Jeff. But we have a good group of raid players there, and we have a fun time there.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, send me your Discord in DM. Like, I don't know if you guys are just like a tight clique, but maybe some of you guys played these other games, and maybe you can join. Some people can join you guys and grow your Discord at the same time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're very exclusive. We
Oh,
have
nice,
a
nice, nice.
$5 a month membership fee, which is the cost of a Twitch subscription to Jeff Hoogland. It's the only way you
Nice.
get into our Discord. But
That's awesome, man. Nah,
yeah.
never mind that then. No, but that's awesome. Deadwood is great. Deadwood is huge. He revolutionized the clan boss in the game. You have a lot of people. Like, I know you mentioned in your post Napoleon.
Yep. So
Um,
Napoleon, he's a real life economist in his secret real life job, and so it was really helpful to get his opinion on some of the things that I was discussing to make sure I wasn't butchering the economics, because that's not really my area of expertise.
Nice, nice. No, that's awesome, Wystix. Thanks again, man. This has been so great, and it was an honor that you reached out to me. Anytime that you feel like I want you to feel like you have a voice here, that anytime that you want to mention something to the community of findings that you have, I'll link also your arena calculator as well down there. I'll make sure, anything that I can do to show the love back, I'll do it tenfolds, man. I really appreciated you having you on here. Meant a lot.
Okay. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Until next video.